Oh, hey there. I'm not going to start this shit like that. Welcome back to the Bridge Reacts.
Yes,
I am your host,
sir.
Marcus. Thank you so much for joining back to the channel. It's been such a very long time. That is an understatement. Life has happened. I hope you're doing well as the viewer and the follower, the subscriber, the commentator, because you're going to be in the comment section as well, right? New space, new place, new environment, new opportunities, and a new season. Today's topic, a huge one, and that's why I wanted to start off the brand new season with an amazing topic to talk about. Mental health, wellness, mentally. About only 25% of us as a black folk will actually attend or seek some kind of therapy, right? That's not a good number, especially if we want to really bridge the gap and really understand one another, decrease the divorce rate, really want to be able to communicate, because it's really hard to talk to people these days, to really communicate your feelings. Today's video, I'm actually looking at a channel called The Conversation Capital, a smaller YouTube channel than the ones that we've looked at before, but much bigger than we are, so shout out to them. Definitely check out their content if you want to look up some more greatness from the Mrs. right here in the pink hair. She's looking classy with her nice glasses on. This video is actually called Why Do Black People Avoid Therapy? Please subscribe, hit the like button if you like the channel. Please be in the comments as well and check out the Instagram live whenever we start doing that again. If you want to be a part of one of our interviews on Instagram too, let's get straight to it.
Institute. Okay, so then, just looking at the direction that we're taking today, why should we go to therapy?
Yes.
Should we go to therapy?
Yes. Should we go
Should
to
we?
therapy?
I mean,
Absolutely.
we've survived so long without it, yeah.
You're fine. I mean, you haven't
Fine.
died this far.
Yes.
Always, I always talk about that one with therapy, you need to think about it as a health science, firstly. Is that there is no hospital that's complete without a mental health department. In an ideal world, every hospital should have your radiology, your burn ward, this, and they should have somewhere where people can deal with their mental issues or the psycho. We need to just look at it as a treatment for a wound. We need to give it the kind of respect where you're like, I'm actually going to attend to something that's not okay.
For a lot of us, that wound really comes from, of course, childhood, right? Not just relationships or past relationships, but like just childhood wounds that we might have learned certain patterns from even our parents, where we think it's the right way to communicate, the right way to handle situations, or the right way to actually control your emotions. And realistically, maybe our parents didn't really get it right. Doesn't mean it's an excuse for you to continue to walk around this world and hurt yourself and other people around you, especially people who you say you love and you want to be with, right? So if you can actually seek that help and understand why you look at a situation a certain way, you handle it a certain way, you might be emotional or you might have some kind of outlet that is not healthy, how are you going to actually maintain these relationships, whether if it's actual intimate relationship or if it's actual friendship relationships, right? We need to definitely heal these wounds.
But I think what happens is we're very suspicious because it's talking to someone. It's not a doctor with a bandage and stitches. And so it just feels like, what is it? And I think we should address it as that. Like, it's an internal wound that somebody has been trained for to look out and treat.
At which point does one decide that they need therapy? What is it that gets us there?
Okay,
good question.
one, this is a bit of a controversial part of me. I always say, go to therapy if you're ready and you know you want to. Don't go if you don't want to or you don't feel like you want to, because then you don't get help.
You can't force it. So I do agree with what he's saying. I think everyone should still try it regardless. Just like, whenever you want to try something in life that might be a little bit, different, new to you, it's a little weird at first. It's kind of scary, right? A lot of anxiety, butterflies in your stomach. But how are you going to grow in life if you're not trying something new, especially something that is known to clinically help you? You have to grow in that aspect. You have to learn and unlearn some behaviors or thought patterns, neurological pathways. Good job, Marcus.
It doesn't help to go to the doctor and be suspicious of the doctor and to get there and be like, I'm not sure whether you know.
Yes.
Because when you go to a doctor, you trust the doctor. Like, even if he gives you Panado, you're like, Panado, I don't
But
know.
I'll take it.
But
I
I'll
always
take it
trust the
because I
doctors.
trust what you're giving me. So one, I think, be ready
And willing.
and willing
To engage,
to
yeah.
engage and do the work.
Do you think that people should go to therapy when there is a problem? Because you said we need to treat it like a health science. So
Yeah.
I know that for your body, you don't always wait for something to be wrong. You go for a checkup, right?
Yeah.
You need a pap
That's
smear
true.
every year. You need just a
Yeah.
GP general. Must you wait for something to be wrong?
Big, yeah.
Yeah, like, for a breakdown or
Yeah.
because for most people, I find that is their first introduction to therapy when now they're
Yeah.
having a mental breakdown.
Yes and no. I think yes, go when there's big stuff because obviously then there's an actual problem. But I think with the kind of country we live in, with the kind of society we're in, there's something there always, right? To treat.
Even road rage.
Just road rage.
Jeez.
And just
I'm not pointing any fingers at anybody that has road rage. She's not beside me right now, but she's still a part of the channel. Don't let the the new space fool you. Shout out to Janae. I'm just kidding.
So let's get into now the element of now black people in therapy. What's the stigma around it? Because we see these TikToks. Every time I say TikTok, I'm gonna pause. How do we demystify the stigma around being black and going to therapy?
Yeah.
Is there a need to do it? Do our parents
Absolutely.
need therapy? Are we coming from a generation of
Absolutely.
people that need therapy? And
Absolutely. Parents need that therapy too. I'm not gonna get too deep in the weeds with recent events. I think we all, like, once again, I said this before earlier in the video, we all have some behaviors, ways of dealing with our emotions and ways of interacting with other people that stems from how we've seen or we've observed our parents potentially, how they have actually, done the same thing. How have they interacted with one another, controlled their emotions, or how they were emotionally, how they dealt with the situation. We are watching, we are children taking in that sponge, or we are a sponge taking in that information that can translate to your relationships later on. And if you are not correcting that, you might end up like a lot of the individuals we've seen in previous videos. Not all that happy, walking through life, destroying themselves and other people.
need to acknowledge the importance of therapy, or what's with black people in therapy?
I think we're suspicious of it.
I agree.
And simply because my first point is this, we just don't know what it is. We have no idea what you do, what happens there. So one, I think there just needs to be a work in promoting what it is, what happens, why it's important, what is it. I think that's the first thing, is that we don't trust it just simply because we don't know it.
I guess the next question, I don't know if they're about to ask, this is my first time really watching this video too. Why don't we trust it? Why do we want to avoid it? Because that's literally the whole video. Why do black people avoid therapy? Kind of a callback to just like I said, something's new, something's different, but just like we it's hard, not just for us black men, but also I feel like our women as well, able to feel that vulnerability and being able to talk our feelings out and say it out loud. Because if you say things out loud, it makes it even more true than what it was inside your head. And if you have a really hard time coming to terms with those traumas, those problems, internal guilt, or whatever it is, saying it out loud can be really hard, especially saying it to someone else. That could be super difficult. Like, just, I didn't want to go to therapy for the longest time when I was younger, but I didn't mind it. And then I finally did when I was in my late teens, and I saw how beneficial it really was. And I'm going to drop links for us here. BetterHelp is one of them, and then I'm gonna show a couple more. Just go through a little bit more about this video because I'm keeping these videos shorter. But let's get to it.
Should our parents be going to therapy? Or should we be going to therapy? I'll make myself as an example. How I started going, a lot of stuff had happened in my life, but what I enjoyed about it when I got there was the wording. I came in and I was confused and I was this and I was that and I didn't know what was going on. And there was somebody who was putting words to my experience, and helping me be like, oh, this is this.
I feel
And
rejected.
So,
I feel vulnerable.
Yeah. So it helps you have handles on what you're going through. Big pile of stuff.
I love establishing vocab.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now you've got handles.
Yes.
Oh, I've got post-traumatic trauma.
Yes.
Okay, this is this.
Yes.
And so you hold on to it.
Sure.
And we as a people, we don't know a lot of these terms and these words that they're talking about right now, like narcissism, like post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD. There's a lot of different terms, like gaslighting even. I felt like it helped me really articulate myself and understand what I was going through at certain times, past relationships, or what I've seen and noticed through watching other people's relationships, i.e. my parents. It really allowed me to internalize and understand much better than anything else I could ever try to comprehend before in the past, when I actually put words with the actions. And that's what therapists are there for, right?
My brother died a couple of years ago. And my parents went to, they've been going through a tough time. We didn't know what to do with them. They were just really struggling. I'm from Escort. My parents are the most Zuluest Zulus ever. So I was just like, and I didn't even suggest it. My aunt suggested it, and I was like, I believe in it, but not for my parents. I don't know what to do for my parents, But my parents went, and it was just so helpful, hearing my mother come back and tell me the stages of grief. And I was like, okay.
Is this you?
Is this you? Right? But she also was able to be like, so this is where I am, and this is where your dad is, and so this is why we are where we are. And I was like, ooh, it worked. It worked, right?
Yeah.
So I think just the fact
Shit's
that it
powerful.
will give you a handle on your mind, on the state of your mind, I think that's where it's helpful.
I'm gonna stop it right there because this is a long video. It's still over 20-30 minutes long. But what I want to also do real quick, we are going to not only talk about this, but we are going to show some car facts. So here's a nice little website here, the top10.com. BetterHelp is one of the better websites there. Please take a look at that. Anyone who needs to explore this, and I think we all do, but I can't speak for you, BetterHelp for sure. Faith counseling is a decent one. Regain is another one that I really wanted to definitely speak about. It depends. I think there's a trial that you can do. It's like a free trial, and then you have to pay for it. But we put so much money, we invest so much money into the dumbest things, right? Things that we completely forget about that means nothing to us. You forgot that you spent that $5-10 on last week, maybe yesterday. So I definitely encourage you, please, not just for yourself, not just for the people around you, but for the people who will be around you in the future, potentially, if you plan on having a family and you want to really, do better than how your parents did. Well, I think that's a great stopping point for right now. I said I was going to try to keep these videos a little bit shorter than I did before, but tell me what you guys think in the comment section. If you like the video, please hit the like button, subscribe. I am trying to really grow this and stay consistent. Things in the day-to-day work stuff has been going pretty solid, so I've been going back to my passion, and this is the passion. We'll start some Instagram lives very soon, shortly, and if you want to be a part of it, just please let us know, and we'll have Janae back on here soon. She didn't break up with me.
Nice.
We are still going strong, and yeah, until next episode, we appreciate you. See ya.